All right, we have breaking news on a situation in Strasbourg, France, along the border with Germany. This is the official seat of the European Parliament. The French government has tweeted, serious public security event underway at Strasbourg. People are invited to stay at home. More information to come. Follow the instructions of the authorities. Here's what we know. We have just confirmed 1 person is dead and 6 have been injured at a Christmas market in Strasbourg. Strasbourg is 2.5 miles from the Rhine River. It's on the border with Germany. It is it's north of Zurich, south of Frankfurt. Here's how somebody at the scene describes the scene, what happened.
Well, essentially about half an hour ago, maybe 45 minutes ago, I arrived here and an incident had just taken place. From what I've heard from people, restaurateurs, they've been ushered inside by the police. The police had those 3 police vans and they were crisscrossing into various shops here on the main street in Strasbourg. I'm just looking outside because there's various people trying to leave the area. And basically the instruction is to stay inside. There were reports there unsubstantiated at this point that 1 person has been killed and 3 injured in a shooting attack. Again, we haven't been able to confirm that. We've been in touch with the police, but obviously they're incredibly busy. So that's what's been reported. But the situation is still ongoing, to use that phrase, because nobody has been told that they are able to leave the restaurateurs or the places, the shops or the various different buildings around here in the main street in Strasbourg.
All right, and that since that interview, we have information now that 1 person has been killed, 6 others injured. This is at a Christmas market in Strasbourg, France. You're looking at pictures of emergency vehicles convening on that area. Strasbourg is on the Rhine River. It's 2.5 miles away from the Rhine River, which is the border with Germany. Strasbourg is in the northeast of France. It's just west of Stuttgart, south of Frankfurt, north of Zurich. You are seeing the streets in central Strasbourg are empty. Police have told everyone to stay where they are, shelter in place. The mayor has told everyone, stay inside. We are continuing to follow this breaking news. We'll bring you the latest as we get it, but there has been a shooting at a Christmas market in Strasbourg, France.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.